Okay, YouTube. We're coming on like 2 different weeks of using this Galaxy SA Plus. And today I did something that I hadn't done in those last 2 weeks. I went and got me a cover. I didn't get the cover because it's the cover I'm going to use. I'm still looking for the cover I'm going to end up using in the end. This is a cover just because I have a event coming up and I need to have some type of protection because I'm going to be in what I consider to be a hostile environment. There's a good chance I'm going to abuse it a little bit. One thing about this cover, I went to the mall, and if you go to the mall, they have these little, I don't know, marquees or whatever, these little stands in the middle as you're walking along. Some guy's trying to sell you something, and it's usually something you can pretty much find at a dollar store. And so, of course, he was like, oh, hey, I got this thing here. It's normally $20, and I was allowed to for 15. I didn't take him up on his offer. I was like, you know what? Nah, it looks so cheap, and I didn't want to get it at the time. Since then, I've dropped the phone twice. Now, I didn't drop it in a way that it was really going to get damaged pretty much around the house. Pretty much fell on carpet or what have you, but it did drop. No issue with the screen or anything like that. However, apparently there was some review that was talking about, oh, hey, they dropped this and the screen, because it's so curved, it will easily crack. And so with that being said, there's a couple of different screen protectors I do want to get. There's one particular one, I think it's called something stone, that's supposed to like go on there. And the concern is that once you put it on there, it's like a permanent seal. Like once you do it, it's like, yeah, it ain't coming off. If you mess it up, you're done. I have seen protectors that you put them on there, and if they crack or whatever, then you can just peel them off and go with another one. So I'm probably going to be looking for something similar to that. This here, it'll get me by. There was one thing about it I didn't quite like. If you notice here, it has these different segments. And the different segments, yes, it will keep your finger, where you do the fingerprint scanner, you will only go to that fingerprint scanner, but it doesn't allow your finger to really go through very much. So it wasn't allowing my finger that I registered to be recognized. The phone kept saying, oh, cover the whole sensor, because it wants you to be able to read it kind of like if it was flat. So what I ended up having to do was to register my other finger in this angle, so that when I went to open it or unlock it, I was kind of going this route. Didn't want to go with trying to do this or anything. I just went ahead and registered my other finger. You can register multiple fingers, so I ended up going that route. One thing else that I looked at, and I finally decided to look at a couple of little tricks or whatever for the phone camera. Before, if it was locked, then I had to go to the finger sensor. If I wanted to get to the camera, and then click on the camera and then open it up. And I looked at this one, I don't know, tricks or whatever. But if you take the power button, this button over here, and you just click it real quick twice, then it'll just automatically open up the camera. And I thought that was the coolest thing, because sometimes, I don't want to go to the whole, like let's say for instance, I see a Bigfoot. I don't have to go and figure out, oh, I got to go to it. I want to double click, got it, make $1 million, whatever. So I did like that about it. So that's the only thing that I kind of like. Didn't discover my own. It was something that somebody had said that it was something the phone does. What I haven't had issues with is the DQA whatever issue that they had ever since the update. No more issues. So if you're still having the DQA issue, go to the update. You will find that in your when you go to the systems. When you go to your system, where you can go in there and you go all the way to the bottom and you look for system updates. And if it is update it, just put in there, click for, check for updates, and it'll tell you if there is an update that you're just not tracking at the time. I still like the sleekness of the phone, and so when it comes to the covers, one of the things that I did notice was some of the covers say they're pocket friendly. What is pocket friendly? I don't know. I mean, it is an issue, like if you go so bulky. Now, there are some, let me see if I can give you an example. There are some cases out there, super sturdy. This is a Pelican case, and they make cases like this for your phone. And they're super rugged, and you can run over them, whatever, and your phone will be okay. They also make cases that are like what they call life proof. Now, life proof is supposed to be like, oh, it's waterproof or whatever, but guess what? The phone's waterproof as it is. Or not waterproof, but water resistance. In other words, if I drop it in water, I don't have to worry about it. So I'm still looking for a case that still allows me to have the slimness. I like the slimness, pocket friendly. This does have a little bit of grip. Like I said, this one here, this case here, once I finally figure out which case I actually do want, and it's going to have to go with whatever flash protector I do get, then this one here I'll just get rid of. Let's talk about the phone. When it comes to camera, now this is not going to be the best camera in the world, and I know they didn't change it from the last one. If you want a better camera, then you're stuck with having to get a camera like this. This is a good camera, an expensive camera, and it's a very good camera. This is a, hey, I got to take a quick photo or what have you. It is, however, better than maybe this old 35mm camera. So it is a lot better. Let's talk about the fingerprint scanner. This one right here that everybody hates so much. Yes, it is. I do have to press a lot of times just to get it to open up. One thing that my daughter was making fun of was that how hers is a lot quicker. Because hers, she throws her thumb on there and it's good to go, and she's on to the iPhones. iPhones are great for, I guess, because they still keep the scanner up front and it's real quick, they can open them up, but I'm not in it for speed. I do like the security of it, and therefore I'm going to stick with